Good evening, and thank you for joining the Proverse Spring Reception 2026. I'm so pleased to have the chance to introduce Bewitched and Beguiled, Poetry of Enchantment. I would like to thank Gillian Beckley, whose commitment to poetry and to nurturing international voices is ongoing. I really appreciate her editorial input. Bewitched and Beguiled grew from a long-standing love of both literary tradition and imaginative freedom. I have always been fascinated by the music and architecture of poetry, the ways rhythm, structure, and language can shape a thought into something so precise and resonant. I wanted to write something a little different in tone and structure from Once Upon a Fairy Time, Classic Tales Revised in Rhyme, which was launched recently at the Proverse Autumn Reception. I wanted to write structurally something in iambic pentameter, but also something that was less fair. Greek mythology is horribly unjust, so it was a good place to start. The collection begins very deliberately in the classical world. It opens with two crowns of heroic sonnets, one centered on Circe, the enchantress of Homer's Odyssey, and the other on Athena, goddess of wisdom. A crown of sonnets is a particularly intricate form, where each poem links to the next through repeating lines, forming a circular structure. I was drawn to that form because it reflects the sense of myth itself, stories that echo through time, returning to their origins even as they evolve. Circe represents sensual enchantment, transformation, and the darker edges of power. Athena, by contrast, embodies reason, wisdom, and the disciplined clarity of thought. Between them, there forms something of a philosophical dialogue, enchantment balanced by intellect, magic tempered by reason. From there, the book moves into the tragedies, absolute tragedies of Prometheus and Pandora, where the form loosens into freer verse. Prometheus's gift of fire to humanity and the terrible consequent punishment that follows raises enduring questions about innovation, curiosity, and the price of knowledge. At the center of the book, the tone shifts again. It's a bit of a bridge between tragedy, existential questioning, self actualization, and joy. In the poem, If I Were a Mermaid, the voice becomes more personal and reflective. The speaker moves through uncertainty and existential doubt, wondering what sort of being she might choose to be. Gradually, that uncertainty transforms into something hopeful, a conscious choice of kindness, joy, and generosity of spirit. From that moment, the collection moves towards playfulness and whimsy. And the final section embraces the joyful tradition of nonsense verse, where goblins and tooth fairies inhabit a world governed by imagination and delight. That movement from formal sonnet to freer verse to playful nonsense mirrors what I love about poetry, its ability to travel between seriousness and laughter, philosophy and fantasy, discipline and freedom. The artwork is very special. A big thank you to my lovely husband Clive for his thematically relevant and beautiful black and white images. I'll just give you a little glimpse at one or two of them. Okay, this is the mermaid, and as you can see, she's in a very pensive mode. It's a little bit gloomy, very subtle. You can see a gallon if you look closely. We have a very much happier mermaid illustrated as well, somewhere along the way. Oh, this is Prometheus on the rock, having his liver picked out by an eagle. Not very nice. Let me see if I can find. Oh, there was Athena there. Athena in a Greek helmet, writing equations and representing wisdom and knowledge. In many ways, Bewitched and Beguiled is a journey from myth to imagination, from tragedy to joy. It explores questions about reason, kindness, and hope, but it also celebrates the playful freedom of storytelling. If readers find themselves wandering through ancient myth, existential musings, mermaid dreams, and finally into the riotous company of goblins and joy fairies, don't be surprised. The collection is full of surprises. Thank you again. I hope that as you read Bewitched and Beguiled, you find moments of wonder, reflection, and the odd enchanted tangle of tongue. And I hope you have a wonderful evening tonight. I really wish I was with you in Hong Kong, but I'm sure it'll be a fantastic gathering. And thank you for listening to me.